What's up, guys? It's Tom, back for another video. It's been a while. I haven't realized how long it's been since I looked. My last upload's probably been like 3 weeks, or my last final update upload, I should say. It's been about 3 weeks to a month, so it's been really hot here in Connecticut. I know Tony probably feels me on that. Really humid. So I have been listening to a lot of music. Yeah, got a lot of stuff piling up, so mostly kind of hard bop stuff in this update for the most part. A few free jazz pieces, such, but yeah, let's just get into it here. So my local store, Red Skull Records, they got a collection of jazz in not too long ago. It's probably, I guess, maybe about a month ago now. And yeah, I found some great stuff in there for pretty decent prices too. So first up, I picked up this. It's Cecil Taylor and Buell Nedlinger, New York City R&B. This is basically previously unreleased sessions or recordings. It features Archie Shepp, Clark Terry, Roswell Rudd, Steve Lacy, Charles Davis, Billy Higgins, and Dennis Charles. Now, all these were recorded in 1961, New York City. 4 tracks on here. Remember the first track being kind of, the sound quality was kind of off. It wasn't too great. I gotta go back and remember what was up with it, but yeah, pretty cool. You got this for like $5, $6, something like that. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're a fan of Cecil Taylor at all, like me. Definitely one of my favorite piano players. You'll have to get more of his stuff. This was on the Barnaby label, which I am not familiar with at all. This is my first Barnaby release. So it's on the Barnaby label, part of the Candido series. That's what the label looks like. But yeah, as you can imagine, for players, it's basically some really nice free jazz. Although it does have some kind of more straight up hard bop pieces on here, maybe post bop. Especially at the last track, I remember, it was kind of being not as free as some of the other stuff. So yeah, really cool. Cecil Taylor, Buell Nedlinger, New York City R&B. You can find it for pretty cheap usually anyway, so it's not a tough album to find and not pricey. Alright, moving on. Got one from Donald Byrd. This is like a 2 for a comp kind of thing. It's called House of Byrd, released in 1976 on Prestige, and it is on the Green Prestige later issued label. And what this is basically, it is a compilation, a set of 2 albums that were released in the mid-60s, I want to say, or mid-50s, I'm sorry, mid-50s. Yeah, so both were released in 1956. Sides 1 and 2 were released as 2 trumpets, basically co-headlinered by Byrd and Art Farmer, and sides 3 and 4 were released as the Youngbloods. So for players on here, you got Art Farmer, Jackie McLean, Barry Harris, Doug Watkins, and Art Taylor on 2 trumpets, and on the Youngbloods you have Phil Woods, Al Haig, Teddy Kotick, and Charles Persip, along with Donald Byrd. So yeah, really cool, really nice hard bop stuff. Happy to get it, as I'm sure the original albums are pricey. I looked them up once, and there weren't really too many on eBay, especially the originals. There was a couple of reissues, not too badly priced, but this was $4, so really happy to get it. Great condition too. Looked like it was only been played maybe a couple times, so small cutout in the corner, but who cares? $4. That's only my second or third Donald Byrd piece as is, so I have Street Lady and that's it, so definitely got to step up on my Donald Byrd game. I just never really see his stuff, so. Alright, next up we got a few from Mr. Miles Davis here. This first one is, one I wasn't disappointed by it, but wasn't too crazy about it either. It's Miles Davis and Art Blakey, the Jazz Messengers, Jazz on the Screen, original soundtrack from famous French films. And it's exactly what it is, just music from various French films that they've done. Excuse me. All the tracks are pretty short. I think they're all basically under, yeah, they're all like under 4 minutes. A lot of them are actually under like 2 minutes, 2.5. shortest track on here is 50 seconds. Actually, there's one track that's 4 minutes by Art Blakey, the Jazz Messengers, but the rest of them, yeah, under 4 minutes. And it's cool, you know, it's great playing. Nothing against the playing, obviously. But, just really not my thing, I guess. Did come out on Fontana. I believe blue, yep, the blue Fontana label. If you're not familiar with that. So this was cool. I did get it in that collection from Red Squirrel as well. But I will probably end up trading this or selling it or something because, like I said, I just didn't love it. Cover's kind of beat, but no splits. What I believe, just some tape on it, but no splits. The record's in pretty good shape too, from what I remember. So yeah, that was pretty decent. It's a mono release too, which I was kind of surprised by. I believe this was released sometime in the late 50s, I want to say. I don't know, but I believe it was in the late 50s. So, that was a pretty cool find. Probably use that for Trader, BCLT. Next up, one that I've been looking for a while now. This is Miles Davis, Roundabout Midnight. Really, really classic album. One of my favorite albums from Miles Davis, from the quintet. So you have, this is the original quintet, by the way, so you have Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. And it is, I mentioned, is a original on the 6i Columbia label there. Really happy to have scored that one. The vinyl itself was in awesome shape. Played through perfectly. Cover's kind of beat, doesn't have a split at the top, but screw it. I got it for 13 bucks. So just for a split at the top, 13 bucks, you know, an original, Roundabout Midnight. So psyched to get this finally. I'm kind of holding out there. I know I could have gotten a reissue a few times, but I'm kind of hoping to find a earlier pressing, and I'm glad I held out because this was definitely worth it. So really, really cool, Roundabout Midnight. If you don't know that album, definitely go listen to it. Next up, we have a few from Mr. Sonny Rollins. First one here was an upgrade for me personally. It is Sonny Rollins with The Bridge from 1962, I want to say. Yep, 62. Just a really, really great hard bop album. It's a trio, I believe. You got Sonny Rollins, Jim Hall on guitar, Bob... Okay, so it's not a trio, it's quartet. Bob Crenshaw on bass, and either Ben Riley or H.T. Sanders on drums. But yeah, really, really awesome. I've had this for a while, just not in the best of shape, so I did end up selling that when I found this one. Really cool. It is on the original RCA gramophone label with the dog there. I'm sure there's a name for this label, I just don't know what it is. But yeah, really cool. This was $8, I believe, and it was in awesome shape too. So definitely wasn't going to pass that up. If you're not familiar with this album, I would definitely say it's one of his best, in my opinion. I love his early '60s material. Definitely some of my favorite from Sonny Rollins. Alright, next up we got other Sonny Rollins I've been after for a while. I was kind of surprised to see this there, but definitely happy. Sonny Rollins, Our Man in Jazz. Basically what this is, it's a free jazz record from Sonny Rollins, which is not something he did a lot. You know, this came out in 1963, so a year after The Bridge. I think it was one or two albums after. I think there was another album in '63 that came out between those two. So for the lineup on here, you got, aside from Sonny Rollins, Bob Crenshaw again on bass, Don Cherry on cornet, and Billy Higgins on drums. Awesome. The first side is just one long track, then Oleo, which was pretty well known from after, so that's the album this track came from. Then side 2, you have 2 tracks, Dearly Beloved and Doxy, which I just love this album, really, really cool. On the back it says, truly spontaneous creation, recorded live, so it is a live recording obviously, and it is on the same label as the previous album, I believe. Yep, same label. But yeah, just really cool kind of free jazz done by Sonny Rollins, done it in his own way, so it's not like, you know, completely out there type stuff. Definitely still brings it back in, going too far over the edge, but just great stuff. Really happy to finally find this one. Sonny Rollins, Our Man in Jazz. Check it out. Definitely worth a listen, in my opinion. And lastly here for the Sonny Rollins material, we have Three Giants. This was a really great bop album. Sonny Rollins, Clifford Brown, and Max Roach. I believe it's underwent and they're different. Also has a different cover. Sorry, originally I believe a different name. I know it's also written out. Not the number 3. It has Three Giants written out as well, under different variations. So Sonny Rollins on sax, tenor sax, Clifford Brown on trumpet, Richie Powell on piano, Bud Powell's brother, I believe, and George Morrow on bass, Max Roach on drums. Unfortunately, I believe this is the album that was recorded right before Bud Powell. Wow, Richie Powell passed away in a car accident with Clifford Brown. So I believe it's this album. I'm pretty sure I read that, but I know they unfortunately passed away in a car accident together. So, but yeah, really great recording. Really nice bop stuff on Prestige. This is on the Blue Prestige label, I want to say. Yep. I'm not sure when this pressing was from, but not really too up to date on my Prestige labels, but still sounds fine, sounds cool. No huge complaints. I have been after this one for a while too, because I love all the players on here. Trying to get more into Max Roach's stuff, so this was definitely an awesome find. Definitely a bit different than the other Max Roach album I have, but still damn good. Alright, moving on. After that we have a thrift store find. Actually, this was cool. Not finding too much stuff at the thrift store these days. Group of Savers and a Goodwill, a couple actually near me, a couple of each, and not having too much luck since, you know, vinyl is apparently popular now again, so everyone's going crazy for it. But Ramsey Lewis, Sun Goddess, really cool. It's a thrift store record. I say it's a dollar record because I have seen this before, but it's always been thrashed, so finally found it in decent shape. It's really cool jazz. It was released in the mid-70s, 74. Yeah. So I would say just like really cool jazz, I guess jazz funk type stuff. I'm not sure how to describe this, but really interesting. You got Fender Rhodes on here, you know, electric piano, drums, vocals, congas, and the vocals aren't really no singing. It's kind of like, I guess, harmonizing more vocals, guitar, sax, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but really cool, really interesting. Ramsey Lewis record. I've never been the biggest Ramsey Lewis fan, but this one definitely turned me on more to his stuff. Red Columbia label. Stuff like this I can definitely dig from him. You used to be able to find this pretty cheap, so I would say definitely worth at least a listen. Check it out online. You know, it might be for you, might not be for you, but definitely a bit different than some of his other stuff, so that's what really turned me on to it, like I said. Alright, these were really cool too. This next one I found at Red Scroll. Actually, these last two I found at Red Scroll, so once again, we have finally found a copy of Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder. Really happy about that. It's not an original. It is a, I believe, an 80s reissue. Yeah, it's Direct Metal Master. So not the best pressings in the world, but still sounds fine to me. You know, I got it for $9, $8, I believe. So yeah, pretty decent condition. Has like 1 or 2 scratches on it. That's it. It is on the this label, but similar to, you know, the original label. Gold Stamp promo as well. If you've never heard this record before, definitely please go listen to it. Awesome jazz, just Lee Morgan, Joe Henderson, Barry Harris, Bob Cranshaw, and Billy Higgins. So good. All the tracks on here are just so good. The track, title track, Sidewinder, is just amazing. I love how Joe Henderson and Lee Morgan just kind of play off each other, and just, I don't know, it's just awesome. Love this record. Finally happy to have it on wax. So I guess this is the first time Joe Henderson and Lee Morgan played together as well. So this is what happened. So that's awesome. Yeah, definitely one that's worth picking up. Maybe I'll seek out an original one day, but for now, really happy with this. And finally, another first for me. Once again, thanks to Red Scroll, I ended up picking up my first Jackie McLean album, and another kind of free jazz session, which I guess isn't too typical for Jackie McLean, so I'm not really familiar with his music, but you got Ornette Coleman on here, the sideman, which I thought was really interesting. Lamont Johnson on piano, Scott Holt on bass, Billy Higgins on drums. If you don't know, Jackie McLean plays alto sax, and Ornette Coleman plays trumpet. So, really nice. It is on the, I believe this is an original actually. Yep, on the blue and white label. I believe this came out in 66 or 67. Actually, no, I don't even know when this came out, so. No, there's no year on the back, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure when this came out, but I know it was sometime in the 60s. And just great free jazz stuff done in his own way. Once again, not doesn't go over the edge. It is, I guess, freer at some parts, and then definitely comes back into structured. You know, definitely has some structure in it, but still, it's great. I definitely need to get more into Jackie McLean, so I've been kind of researching this stuff, and I wish there was more stuff like this, because I really did enjoy this. So, sorry if I'm not talking more about these. I'm just trying to kind of get through these before. Don't want to make the video too long, so I'll probably stop here. I'm not sure how long this is, but probably long enough. So thank you all for watching very much. I'll be back soon, because I do have a bunch more stuff to show. I got some nice pieces from my father, actually, his collection, some really great Polish jazz stuff. So really been happy diving into those, checking those out. Amazing stuff. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Once again, I hope everyone is doing well, and hopefully I'll be back sooner than a month. Alright guys, peace.